Great. Well, thank you so much to the three of you for joining me up on stage today. Jackson, we're going to start with you. You enrolled in a Bachelor of Exercise and Sports Science with plans to enter into postgraduate study afterwards. Can you tell me a little bit about what you're planning?
So it's actually changed since then. But yeah, I took exercise and sports science knowing that I wanted to do some postgraduate study. That's a common sort of pathway. And I was going to consider a doctorate of physiotherapy. So at Bond, that would mean 4 years with a bachelor in exercise sports science and a doctorate level degree as well. So really accelerated, and I thought, fantastic, that'd be awesome. I'll throw myself into that. And I've since changed my mind, but I don't have any regrets about the process that I took because it helped me sort of figure out what I want to do, what I don't want to do. And I know that I still want to stay in the area of health. So now I'm considering medicine for next year. But I still feel really prepared with the content that I've learned and the opportunities that I've had because they've sort of helped me figure out where I want to be next year.
Now, it's quite common for students to change their mind once they're at uni and discover different pathways and opportunities like you've done yourself. Do you have any advice for students who are pretty sure of their path?
So they're confident.
They're confident in their path?
I think that you should still consider your options. So even if you are confident, explore what makes you so confident about it. Maybe there's a potential sort of misconception. And so the way that you sort of figure that out is by chatting to people who have gone through the same pathway or who are currently in that pathway. So conversations with lecturers in tertiary education is so important. It's a great networking opportunity. And as well as that, it helps you sort of figure out where you want to end up and if it really does align with what you think it is. So even if you are sure, still have those conversations and don't dismiss anything, I guess. Because as we know, your career changes, I think we said 5 to 7 times throughout your life, and that's completely normal. So don't shut anything off. Just have conversations with whoever it may be that may align with your future and, consider other options as well.
Isaac, you entered Southern Cross as a 25th anniversary scholar. Can you tell us a little bit more about what that is and how you were selected?
Yeah, definitely. So obviously extremely grateful for that opportunity, and essentially what it is, it's a monetary reward of say $7,500, but for me it was more than that. It was the accompanying benefits, I guess, that came along with that. You get the benefits of obviously say working as a student ambassador and many other monetary benefits, I guess you could say that, but also the help of staff that recognise you as that scholar. And it's a position to be very thankful for, I guess. As for how it came about, there's 25 students annually that get that position. And I guess you just have to receive, it was an OP back when I was at school at King's Christian College, an OP of 7, equivalent to an ATAR of 85. So it's not an application-based process. It's more of just the Southern Cross University would perceive you as, say, a good student within that requirement, and then you'd be offered that position.
Now that you're at Southern Cross, what do you hope to do with your degree?
Yeah, so because I'm doing the Bachelor of Business, Bachelor of Laws, right now I'm venturing down the business path. I think there's a lot of reach and influence within business and the option that you can really do what you want in life. And I think that's something that I really desire. I want to have an influence over a large group of people, and I think having your own business is a way to do that. However, currently I'm doing a unit on corporations law, which I can see a lot of the business aspects tying in very well towards that. So I could venture down that pathway. I'm not too sure. I'm sure an opportunity will present itself that I'll take with both hands and run with it.
Now, Izzy, you're doing business, and it was communications and journalism as well, but you've recently changed to design. So talk me through your pathway and how you sort of got there.
So I've been interested in the marketing side of business for quite a while, and I thought, a Bachelor of Business, definitely I can major in marketing. And then I started off with a Bachelor of Communications and Journalism. But for me, that was leaning too far into the journalism side and not really the public relations side. Whereas I'm, more interested in communications. So having the flexibility at Griffith to kind of change into a Bachelor of Design as my second degree means that when I do major, I can major in visual communications design, which leans more into the graphics and like logo and communications through visual imagery besides just through text.
And was it easy to make that change?
For me, it actually really was. I was surprised at how easy it was to pretty much like just decide. Like I changed a couple weeks ago. I just applied online, kept my business degree the same. All I had to do was change my degree in the system for next trimester. So next trimester, starting from there, I'm accepted into any design subjects that I want for first year, yeah.
Obviously, we're here with a lot of students who are in year 12, and I want you guys to remember back when you were in year 12, did you know what you wanted to study, or how did you figure that out?
Year 12 was pretty busy, so I didn't have much time to think about it, but no, it's definitely really important to consider. Thinking back to my year 12, no, I wasn't certain, and I guess that's come through now, me sort of changing the pathway that I want to take, but as I sort of mentioned, I don't have any regrets in terms of not knowing with certainty in year 12, yeah.
Yeah, I think I was very grateful in saying that I did. I knew I wanted to pursue a business and law path, but in saying that, like I answered the last question, where that's going to take me, I'm still a little unsure of. So it's not something to be worried about in year 12 at all. Like, as long as you know some sort of direction. Not everybody does, but I think if you have that, opportunities always present themselves and just run with them.
Yeah, I think for me, I'm kind of a blend between both of you guys. I had a direction. I knew I liked business. I knew I liked kind of creative subjects like art and design, but I wanted to be able to apply that, which is why I ended up at Griffith, because I knew that doing a double degree for me was a really great option of being able to kind of know that, okay, I can do the more logical business side of things, but I can also have that creative side and apply that. And then when I leave uni, I've got 2 degrees under my belt and I can decide where I go from there.
I'd love to know why you chose the universities that you did to study.
We're going to have a little bit of a pitching battle here.
That's it.
I think the accelerated trimester structure, which Bond runs, is fantastic, and that really drew me towards it. I'm also from Adelaide, so living on the Gold Coast sort of brought together these universities for me to consider. We also have some awesome industry experience programs that really drew me in terms of the practical aspects, so learning not just the theory in the classroom, but really applying that outside of and in the real world. And then as well as that, like our small class sizes, so talking to lecturers about, how their weekend was, and then jumping into a lecture about the physiology of the body, like that sort of relationship that you have so that they're checking up on you, they know how you're going, was definitely another sort of like a really important thing that I considered in Bond and something that drew me towards it.
Yeah, I guess it's a very similar sort of approach to the question at Bond. Initially, like, bannering my thoughts would be the location of it. Like, my law classrooms literally overlook the beach. I can see, like, Kira Groin, if you guys know the Gold Coast well, from my law classrooms. But in saying that as well, like, the smaller class sizes, like, my law lecturer currently gets back to my emails, like, on the day, which is very handy. He knows me on a name-to-name basis. But yeah, I would say probably the largest thing would just be the location of where Southern Cross is and the opportunities that you have on the Gold Coast itself. It's a large city that you do have a lot of opportunity with.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, the Gold Coast as well. I moved up from Sydney at the start of this year, and I was just ready for more beaches and warmer weather, which was awesome. But also, for me at Griffith, besides having the trimesters as well, I really like having the double degree opportunities. They offer so many. Like the degree that I'm doing, business and design, that like the only other unis that I know offer it are down in Melbourne, and clearly I won't get the warm weather there. So having those opportunities to actually decide how I want to build my education from what subjects I can choose is really flexible at Griffith for me, yeah.
There are so many different pathways and so many options. What's your advice for students trying to work out what's available to them?
Look, it's tough. There's lots of information that gets thrown at you. I know we've obviously been through year 10, 11, 12, spoken to all these different booths before and spoken to lots of different people, all who have their own opinions and all who, want them to come to your university. But I think the best thing that you can do is consider what suits you. So figure out whether it is you want sort of the accelerated style or which universities best tailor the interest that you have with their degree. So consider the practical opportunities that certain universities may provide, consider the classroom environment, and just keep an emphasis on what you want to do, I suppose. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say passion has to be the forefront at whatever you decide to do, because if you're desiring to do that job, that's what you're going to be doing every day. So I think passion must be at the front of your thought in all that you do. In saying that as well, you guys are in the perfect position here to go around to all the universities and see what they individually cater for, because everybody's unique in their own way and they're going to find a different career option that suits them specifically. But I would say pursue your passions, because that's where you'll be happiest.
Yeah, and I think also if you really don't know, picking a more general course to start off with is a really great idea. If you know you want to do science but you're not sure where you want to go, you can just do a Bachelor of Science, and then from there you can transfer or choose a major. Same with business. I think that's really great. And another thing is just talk to people. Talk to friends, family, university people. You can find out a lot about what a course actually involves from that.
Yes, and if you want to know more about pathways to your career and you're not sure where to start, Study Gold Coast Careers Explorer Zone is here today, and you can head there and talk to a career professional. Do we have any questions from the floor for any of our panellists today? No? Well, thank you all so much for joining me. It's been very informative. Thank you for sharing your time. And if you want to hear more from these guys, you can pop along to the Griffith, to the Bond University or the Southern Cross University stalls and chat to them directly. Thank you so much.
Thanks,
Thank
guys.
you.
Thank you.